in, listeners. This is the James Kane Experience. This is where it goes down every Saturday at 4 o'clock on KCAA Radio. On the side of me is my inner circle.
Skittles.
Shy.
The boss.
We are here today to bring you a wonderful show and a great topic. But first, let me bring in my guest from Chicago, Bo Honcho. Good evening, Bo.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello, family. How are you all today?
We good?
Good.
Praise the Lord. We're good.
How are you out there right now? Let the listeners know the great event that's going on, and your wife is a spokesman for that event.
You know, that is a good point. In fact, she is here on the side of me now. Would you mind speaking about cancer?
Yes, I am a cancer survivor. Survived stage 3 cancer, and I am at an event for cancer survivors and those that have not, and we're supporting, which my husband Bo is also supporting. So I'm not going to take over the show, but here he is, Dr. Kevin.
Thank you for now. And we're glad that you're still with us and keep being a champion for cancer reform treatment. And someday I hope that we can do a show and have you speak and everyone that's in the event to let Californians know that this is a unified fight. It's not just, for certain people. It's not just for certain cultures, and it's not just any race of people. It takes us all down, and it's going to take all of us together to conquer this dangerous disease.
Right now. I stand with you. You are my family, and I'm ever so proud to be a part of a movement that is being born out of honor and truth.
Okay, then. So this is what I want to ask you. Does the United States want to replace the Black American with the Black immigrant? What is your take on that? What do you think?
I am in the position of agreement with you. I, however, have been introduced to the possibility that our worth as African Americans has been hidden from us, and that we are actually worth far more than we know or give ourselves credit for. It allows other people to think they can compete in the same arena that we do. And I believe that's where a lot of jealousy spawns.
Okay. And elaborate on the jealousy and the envy. Is it a cultural thing, or no one wants to be attached to the transatlantic slave trade?
I just believe that everybody wants the reward, but nobody wants the work. And the African American has worked very hard to maintain a level of commitment, a commitment to that, of excellence. And even though we have had challenges that have set us back, we have succeeded. And in that success, I believe that outside forces draw criticism and jealousy from them.
Now, I hear you saying Afro-American. I know that's a term that's widely used, but can we be more specific? Because there are Black immigrants that are African Americans, and when you say you go to college, you can say that you're an Afro-American, and you will get the same resources as a Black American, because the Black American, in my overview and understanding of it is more of citizenship. There's multiple people that can be Afro-American, but there's a specific population that we call Black Americans. Are you following me with that? Can you Give me some clarity how you think about that.
In terms of consciousness or understanding, I would have to suggest that the consciousness of the American Negro is a bit different than anyone from outside his or her home. And I believe because of that, the perception on how things should be are maybe possibly a bit more exact and more direct.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move this over. You're open to listen to the rest of the show. I know y'all pretty busy out there, different time zone, and please inform me after the show how did the event, and let's give it up for cancer research and the fine people of
We are
Chicago.
a family out here. And staff. So we celebrate cancer not just for us, but for everyone.
Thank you for
We're
that.
just excited. We can't wait to be able to speak again. We love you.
Most definitely, we'll love to have you
Yes.
back here again. You're always coming with something very interesting. We love you. Stay with the movement and enjoy your day.
Love y'all, everybody. The whole staff, WPAA. Man up. Stick.
Okay, thank you. Now we're moving on to the topic we just discussed with Bo. Does the United States want to replace the Black American with the Black immigrant? I know some of you think, what is he talking about? But there is a difference. And the reason why there's a difference is because our researching immigrants, because we have a high immigrant situation that's going on right now. So I wanted to understand my point of view on is it right or is it wrong, which neither applies right now. What we're talking about here is there's a growing population of immigrants that looks like Black Americans. But they're labeled under something different. Some of them are Afro, Cuban, Afro, Venezuela. Now, I had to bring this up. I was looking for some top news today, and I stumbled across what we would talk about in our news topic today. And it said the deportation of an Afro-Venezuelan. I have never heard, and I'm kind of old in the tooth. Someone called an Afro-Venezuelan. And that's when I start understanding that the Latin American plight and situation, the Hispanic with their Afro population is different than the Black Americans in the United States. And some of this that you can research in the Immigrant Learning Center, that some families of Black immigrants teach their children don't identify with the Black American is because of you know what. We don't have to go deep into it because we all know what's going on. But we're just here because we want to know what you think. So with no further ado, I'm gonna give it up to the boss. Tell the people, boss, what you think.
Okay. So many people often misinterpret that Black Americans came to the Americas willingly or that they originally wanted to come here. While for some small cases that was true, but in most it was not. Black Americans were forced by both Europeans and Africans to get brought to America by the Atlantic slave trade. The difference between Black Americans and Black immigrants is that Black Americans were forced here while immigrants got to freely migrate towards the Americas. Some believe that some of the American politicians do not want to replace Black Americans with immigrants due to their fear of jobs and resources getting replaced. Many American politicians believe that bringing in immigrants can replace jobs and resources due to their racial beliefs. So instead of replacing Black Americans or bringing/welcoming immigrants into their country, they rather thought that by all means necessary. While bringing in immigrants can influence economic growth, many people believe that it can also bring hardships and a huge population growth, which can either bring the economics to rise or drop the economics to a very lower income. This is also the main source that many immigrants are now getting deported or severely hated on by some American politicians because of the belief that immigrants will cause harm to the American society and make it worse than it already is. Although the Black immigrants are invisible when it comes to this, because especially illegal deportation, because people are now focusing on the Asian and Mexican immigrant population.
Thank you for that. Wonderful. And that's a 13-year-old. We enjoy education here. We enjoy listening because we just want the information to get out there, and we want you to think. Between 4 and 5, we're looking for people who just want to have a dialogue, and let's just think. Because there's so many of us go through the week not understanding what's going on, and we'll get to that with Sean Combs in the news. It's because 4 years. Come on. 4 years. But let's go, Skittles. What do you think?
So, the Black immigrant population in the U.S. has grown from about 800,000 in 1980s to over 4 million today.
Wow.
I know. Black immigrants still make up a relatively small share of the overall U.S. population, between 1 and 2%. The idea of one group being replaced by another is part of a broader replacement, let's say narrative, which has appeared in different forms in U.S. history. Sometimes it is to pit groups against each other, native-born versus immigrants, or to distract from other issues like what's going on today.
Chaos.
Yes, exactly. In communities, systematic, racist. In this case, some form Black immigrants as being elevated over Black Americans. For example, an elite space or scholarships. But these are usually isolated because rather than evidence of a national strategy.
Right. Don't want people really know what's going on.
Exactly. There can be misunderstanding on cultural differences or favoritism that creates relative tension. For example, I'm gonna give you an example. Some Black immigrants may be perceived as being more accepted in academic or professional space. Black Americans may feel that their long struggle for civil rights and systematic equality is being overlooked. Yes. But these tensions are often the result of systematic structures that limit opportunities for everyone. Not because one group is internationally being used to replace the other group. Black Americans have led civil rights movement that benefits all people of color, including immigrants. Black immigrants often bring their own historic and activist and cultural richness, adding to not replacing the broader Black communities in the U.S.
Wonderful. Now that right there is something strong. Meaning they bring in their own culture. It's because they come in as a minority. But in their country, they are the majority. They see everyone as they self. Like in Africa, probably we don't know the percentage of the population. Well, I don't. But they see black. Their nurses are black. Their hospitals are led by blacks. So all these black people they see, but when they come to America, it's a different story. Now you see less and less black. So now you have to come in to this other culture of Western civilization, and it's pretty much a different shape. So now they have a problem with their identity, and that can sometimes weigh on your ability to see yourself as worth. Sometimes you see yourself as worthless. And now you're looking at integration. What are you integrating to? You don't look at your culture anymore. When we brought up the show about Hispanics, so many Afro, we can say black immigrants as well. They hide behind Hispanic. They don't come out as being wanting their own resources. They are included or as one. As we noted in the 1970s, how we came up with the category Hispanic is because they wanted more rights for the necessities that they needed in their community. And now we see a rise in Afro something. I say Afro something is because it's a broad subject, and it's a broad people, and it's all around the world. But for some reasons in the 2000s, now we're hearing about it. We didn't hear about it 70s, 80s, and 90s. All of a sudden, we're hearing about it in the 2000s. So, Shai, what do you think?
I think I agree a lot with what Skittles shared. I think that they're definitely not trying. I don't see that there is a replacement of a group going on. I do think, like she shared, that is a narrative to cause a divide within our diverse communities within Black culture. And it's really sad. But I mean, by any means necessary, they do not want people to unify. And so they throw things out there to cause a divide. And that is one of the things that has been thrown out there. I mean, the only thing that really defines us from being immigrants is that we were born in the United States and other people were born in another country. But as soon as they come here and then they get their citizenship, as they're mentioned, then they are now considered African American. So then they're no longer considered an immigrant. So therefore, there really shouldn't be a divide because they're adding to, what makes us less a minority. They're adding to the group. However, as you mentioned, they are coming from different places. There are people coming from Cuba, from Ghana, from southern parts of the Sudan in Africa, Central and South America, and I feel like what people sometimes fail to realize is that yes, people were shipped to the Americas, but they were also shipped to other places from Africa. So let's not forget that in Cuba, there's Afro-Cuban, then there's people who are in Europe who were there and they've been born there and everything, but their roots, they're from Africa. So there's so Black people have been spread out throughout the world. There's even people in China and Japan who are as dark as me and they speak Japanese. It's because that's where they got dropped off at. People were getting lost. Like Christopher Columbus, he was lost. He stumbled upon. I mean, so many people got lost and didn't know where they were, and they were dropping people off, and they're like, I don't know. So we're all over the place. So yeah, there's a lot of mixed groups but they also have an identity. Their culture is part of their identity. And who are we to say because you came here to the United States of America, you are now considered one thing, and the rest of that is not no longer important. I think it's sad that we kind of negate their own culture just so that they can fit in better. So I feel like with that said, yeah, I feel like what happens though when it comes to the deportation, because they're also being deported, like people from Haiti, you know, because of just the horrible things that have been said about that culture that are not true, the fake news. Now people from Haiti are being deported and also being discriminated against unjustly. But and also within the community, I do feel like there is, when it comes to like education and building wealth, that these people come from different cultures. For example, like I have a lot of friends who are born and raised in Africa, and they've come to the States to better their education. They're very educated. They've gotten master's and doctor's degrees while they've been here. And then someone can kind of take that and then look at like, okay, well, why don't you have?
Yeah.
You know, and so then when they look at who they're going to hire, they're probably going to hire my friend who has the doctorate instead of me with just a bachelor's. Like, you know, like, but that has nothing, that is all about their upbringing. Their family was very, you know, that schooling was very important. Maybe in my family, schooling was important, but it wasn't like the only thing you needed to be good at. So it's these different things where people on the outside can kind of look in and think, well, they're better than that group. But really, we are all trying to get a better life. They came here for a better life, you know, willingly. And we, even though we may not have been willingly, we are here now trying to have a better life and have success and things like that. So I think that ultimately, you know, I think there is a group who would like their not to be immigrants or African Americans. They would like it to be completely wiped out. So I don't think we're going to replace anybody.
We know it's a growing population.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
There's a mutual agreement that no, the Black American will not be replaced by the Black immigrant. But what I hear a lot of people saying is they just wish it was more of a bonding. The two come together because they still have what separates them is citizenship and a movement. One willingly come over here for the American dream. One is born here and seeks the American dream. And the American dream is for all. It's not just for one. And financially, it takes a toll because some people are born lacking finance. And as we know, decades upon decades, the finances is accessible. It's your savings, it's your habits, it's things that you hold on to. Like, for instance, we have some sections. You have where the Asians hang out at Chinatown. We just use Chinatown. I know Koreatown. We have all these different towns. We have Beverly Hills. We already know who's primarily in these areas. Bel Air. But when it comes to Black Americans, they have the hood. And why is that? The neighborhood. We have taken that word that was not a negative word in itself, but now a lot of Black people don't want you away from the hood because that downgrades you. That says you're from a ghetto or a low budget area. That's always true. It's because one thing about demographic is this. Sometimes in certain communities, they'll let the property value go down. They'll let gangs and everyone else hang out. Because what they're going to do is, when that property goes down, we're going to buy everybody out.
Yeah.
And once we buy everybody else, now we're going to raise the rent. Because most people are into investing right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this property because I don't want to live here. I just want to possess this property for capital. So Pomona went through that. A lot of places is going through that. Los Angeles is going through it too. A lot of people. Yes. Oh, you can see it clearly in Los Angeles. Clearly in all LA County, basically. And you start to see it. You're starting to see it now in San Bernardino. Because San Bernardino demographics is changing. And some can say the IE is starting to be a better place. It's because before, people were scared to come to San Bernardino. You know, you go on there, California's worst cities, and they top five. Top five, and they say the IE, and I know Riverside, they get mad. They like, oh, wait.
No, Riverside, we on now.
We on that
island. We on our own island.
Don't talk to me about IE. Does it? The whole IE affected by this negative look.
Yeah.
And since I've been here, because I'm a migrant, I migrated to the IE. So I just had a wonderful time. And I see the difference. You know, where you live at, the areas that you go, and the food, places, and it's just a shame, but that's the life or the way things are. I don't know that talking to you right now will change that, but maybe someday my daughter's generation will change, or somebody. But right now, it seems that the movement is going back in time because of, we can say, our senior beliefs or fundamental beliefs of what America was. But America's not that today. And I don't know who needs to put more emphasis on togetherness, or people understanding that there's people out there, we call them terrorists, that want to come over here and do damage. And we're going to need everyone to stop that. And we're going to need our children and our sons and daughters to go into this military, but we need to prepare them for battle. We need to prepare them with the right food, instead of giving all this steroid, hamburgers, hot dogs, and our bodies. You know, as you can see me, I know all about calories. So don't look at him talking. I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie. That's one of my devices. But other than that, we're gonna take a small break and come back with news and note with Shy Shy.
Yes.
Yes, we're back. We're gonna go into the news and notes, and first I would like to talk about how the movement, we can use feminists, because I just realized, or someone made me understand that feminist is not just women. It's men as well. It's whoever stands up for women's rights is a feminist. And that's another word that I thought was a negative tone that women use to get over on men, or like, alpha women, and you guys are not right, or you're being, but it's not. It's just that you for, and I think majority men are feminists because they believe in women's rights and they love women, so that we're gonna leave it there with that, but we're gonna give it up for the women around the world. Look at Japan. Look at Japan has a woman prime minister. Wow,
That's amazing.
the world is changing as we know it.
Making history.
When you could say that a woman would be the prime minister of Japan or China. But also, let's go back and give some credit to Mexico, because Mexico's president is a woman as well. And this is what a lot of people don't know. I think she is Jewish. There's a big Jewish population in Mexico that studies Judaism. So to the reach, you're moving on in bigger places, Shy.
All right. Well, in other news, on Sean Diddy Combs' trial, Diddy was sentenced to 4 years in prison after a guilty verdict in the federal case.
Wow.
Yes, 4 years is not very much.
That's what I was going to ask y'all.
No.
4 years, that's a guy right down the street on baseline with a pocket, finna get 10.
Right.
So,
my God. That's
you mean to tell me this whole trial, all this money, attention, and saying, just think about the baby oil. All that baby oil should be worth
Johnson.
So you mean to tell me they told us this man is another Epstein? He's trafficking all these people. He's doing a freak off. Now people don't even want no back door, because orgies is not illegal. So now entertainers, they're running scared. It's because this been going on since Hollywood probably was built.
I mean, yeah, he's not the first to do what he has done, but I feel like just the sheer violence and aggression that was involved in the way that he treated these women, the men, like the freak-offs were not like a peaceful orgy, but they were more very like forceful, and that is just, and then the drugging of people. I'm like, did they not mention that some people were drugged during these things? And everything's, I know, it's all allegedly.
Never.
Yes.
That right there, what you just said, there's no federal.
And it's
It's
really
going to give you 4
sad.
years.
Yeah,
That's
like,
20 or better. Racketeering, 20 or better. So if he got 4 years, all I can say is, what do you think?
Right.
Something is afoot.
it's money.
He didn't beat her, dragged her, and he only getting 4 years.
I'm telling you, there's a saying that goes, money talks so that BS can walk. And that's exactly what's going on in here.
It looked to me that somebody with bigger money than Puffy brought him down, and it was more of a public perception rather than a case.
Yeah.
So he knows now that All I can tell you is, if you want to know what I'm saying, listen to one of Jay-Z's lyrics. Poe, rich. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all Let's move on.
Yeah, because let that be somebody else. But anyways, so in other news, there's been a lot of news coming out about Black immigrants heavily being affected by deportation. People who have migrated from the Caribbean, people who've migrated from Venezuela. In early October, there was a raid targeting predominantly black apartment building in Chicago on the south side where Afro-Venezuelan migrants had settled. There's also people being wrongly deported because they do have citizenship, but they're still being deported anyway. There's also people from Haiti, all over the place. Afro people from El Salvador, despite being citizens of the United States, they're still being deported, and it's really becoming like I know that people are seeing, that it's happening, targeting to like Mexican Americans, but it's actually happening to like a lot of like more people who have migrated here. I know like in New York, there's a huge population of immigrants. Like in California, we have a huge population as well, but it's like triple that when you go to the East Coast because of them being right there near the anyways that whole coastline right there. But it's sad because I think that they want you just to think that it's just we don't want people from Mexico crossing the border, but it's also the people who are coming by boat that are being targeted as well, and it's really sad because it's going on both sides, that they're being like illegally deported, or I don't even know if that's even a thing because they just feel like they can just deport whoever they want.
ISIS say they from the east side and the west side. They not playing.
They not.
They not. The name is immigration. Immigration. So, code enforcement. They have a job, and we have to give it to our brothers and sisters that's in these government programs because it's their job. I'm not just going to say that they're doing wrong, and it's more of a legal tragedy than it's tragedy than ICE, and they're getting a bad reputation for just doing their job. Just think when you come back to your community and you did your job. People is throwing eggs at you and oranges, and you have to live in that kind of turmoil just because that's just your job. But I want to say one more thing, and then we'll move on to our second segment. How do we get past one thing? Is it fair for the American society, which has built their idealisms and their structure, no matter good or bad, but it's their identity, and it's how they want their country to run, then bring others to come in and take the resources that's here and send them back to build their country. And if you keep taking resources, one of my professors taught me this. If you take a glass and you keep pouring into an empty glass and not putting back into the initial glass, it's going to be empty. Now that second glass, if it doesn't pour back into it, you have nothing. So as Americans, do we start looking at how much is the glass half full or half empty? So we have to take that in some perspective as well. We can't just be, pro-immigrant, but not American-born citizens. So let's just think about that, and we're gonna leave it to. What do you think? I'm going my next segment, and you know what it is. So grab your books, read to your grandma, read to your mom, dads, read to your children. We'll be right back with Reading for the Blind. Right back with Reading for the Blind. Yes, sir. We're back. Yes, sir. KCAA ready for the Reading for the Blind. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. So Isaac went Jacob sent away. And he went to the Padan Aram, and Laban the son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padan Aram to take himself a wife from there. And that as he blessed him, he gave him a charge, saying, "You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan." And Jacob had obeyed his father and his mother, and had gone to Padan Aram. And Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan did not please his father Isaac. So Esau went to the Ishmael and took Mahlah, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebajoth, to be his wife, in addition to the wives he had. Now Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Haran.
Okay. Is that 42?
Yeah, that's 42.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 42.
Well, that was just to show that sometimes you have to go out your country to find someone who's going to bring joy and validity into your country. And we have that all around the world because every day we all wake up, our ancestors came from around the world. Then we became American citizens. So now our citizenship and our viewpoints sometimes differ, but we have the same goal. The goal is we want to make our society a better place. So let's marry into the success of the American culture. It doesn't matter what nationality you are, what you think about another culture. We're talking about the success. Because if we look at it, a lot of different places are segregated. That doesn't mean it has to be a area or a land. It's in the mind. And for some, it's okay. But integration is not a bad thing either. It's just what do you want to integrate to? Do you want to integrate to? Do you want to integrate foolishness, or do you want to integrate into investment, ownership, or do you want to integrate into chaos? So integration is a broad subject. But we'll leave it there. But with that, and one more thing. Boss, can you read that last Leviticus chapter, please?
Okay. And if a stranger dwells you in your land, you shall not mistreat him. The stranger who dwells among you shall be to you as one born among you, and you shall love him as yourself. For you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord of your God. You shall do no injustice in judgment and measurement of length, weight, or volume.
Now, everyone has a higher power. Everyone believes in something. So, your higher power is telling you today that your ancestors were aliens and strangers somewhere. I don't care if it was New York, Chicago, Illinois, Mississippi, Alabama. You was a stranger someplace too. You migrated from somewhere. How would you feel if someone treated you that way? If you came from California to Texas, how would you feel if a Texan started talking to you any kind of way and treating you bad, and you can't get a job in Texas because you from California? So let's get together, people. Remember, you are what you think, and what you think becomes who you are. Take our last break and come in with James and Shawnee's weekly sports recap. Okay. Raider Nation. It's a sad day. We're being the new Raiders, not the Raiders of old, because we were not the Raiders of old. We was coming, taking things down. We was coming. Yes, we were real Raiders. Yes, we were. But now it's the Raiders of the last arc. Sad to say, we lost again. This is lucky. The nation is built on a foundation that's stable. Because our players play hard, but they just can't get a winning culture. How do you let someone tip the ball when you did everything else right? You pretty much dominated the game. Our run game was awesome. Everything. But we can't say Gino again. Come on, Gino. Can't say Gino. It's time, but hey, it is what it is. He's doing the best he can, I guess. But that's on Pete, because he put him in there to do a job, and he's doing majority of the job right. But it's the wrong things that keep putting us in harm's way. So I'm gonna let Skittles tell you a little about it.
And we, yes, I know. In week 4, the Raiders lost to, the Bears 25-24. The Raiders' rushing attack was strong, though, peeling up to 240 yards on the ground. However, turnovers hurt them, and interception early on. I know that's terrible. I know. Amongst other, derailed offense. It derailed offense momentum. The game came down to a blocked field goal. Bears Josh got a hand on a kick that would have given the Raiders the lead.
The win.
Oh man.
Crucial win. We needed that. 2 and 2 is better than 1 and 3. Now we have to go in Indianapolis tomorrow morning. I have to get up and put something on the grill and have a beer and relax. And hopefully at the end of the day, I don't have to take no Pepto-Bismol. They're killing me.
Man,
Look at those Dodgers. They're on right now.
Yes. So the Dodgers beat the Reds 10-5. Otani and I'm just say. How you said
Teoscar.
Yes,
Teoscar.
Teoscar. Each hit 2 home runs. But Blake Snell was dominated 7 innings, 9 streaks out, allowing 2 runs. The bullpen had shocking moments in the 8th. The 8th, allowing the Reds to bat again. The Dodgers tied a franchise postseason record with 5 home runs in 1 game.
That's hitting the ball. C-ball, hit ball.
Yes. But the roster moves, Clayton and Anthony were added to the NLDS roster.
Oh, that's what we need.
Yes.
We need help.
Yes. Will Smith, who missed time due to a hand injury, is back on the roster. Yes. Andrew Haney was recalled from a AAA. Yeah.
Get up in there. Let's see what he can do.
Yes, Tommy Edman returned to the lineup for NLDS Game 1 after dealing with an ankle, issue. So offensively, Otani broke his own Dodgers home run record, hitting his 55th of the season to close out regular season.
He's the man.
Yes. The LLDS is set. The Dodgers will face Philly with Game 1 scheduled for October.
Right now, they're playing.
Right now.
Well, I'm on the air with you.
Right
Don't
now.
know, so I'm going to go home.
Yes, we got to catch up.
I got a roast going.
We got to catch
Shit,
up.
we got cooking. It's a family thing. We show love. Family thing. Sometimes they say it's not. It's what the messenger says. It's what the messenger does. Sometimes the messenger can give you a good message and do good things. And right now we're here to tell you that we gave you a great message.
Yes, we
We're going to
did.
leave here on good things, family, eat, leave here on good things, enjoy, eat, and the last thing, as always, if your life is not going right, restructure, regroup, refocus on what you have left. Till next Saturday at 4. Peace.
Peace.